Well, it's January 12th out here, Saturday morning, the Beetle Barn, and I guess we can see what kind of day it is. You know, clear and kind of chilly out. We got frost everywhere, so it's pretty chilly. Temperature bucket here is frozen up. Guess we can see that. I don't know how deep it is, but it was nice all week, up into the 40s. Pretty nice out here. And lo and behold, it becomes the weekend, and we got some of this crap. So anyway, that's what we got going on here. A little later today, guys coming over, we kind of purchased a van. It's a 78 bus, and the engine and transmission are going to stay here in the barn, and the rest of the carcass is going elsewhere for parts, and then the rest of it's going to the scrapper. Anyway, so that's what's happening here. In the meantime, I got to try to get warmed up. I'm going to fire this guy up. Basically, I have to stand in front of it to feel any heat, because the ceiling's up there and that's where all the heat goes. But I'm going to try to work on this old rabbit here some more, and I'm trying to get the nose of it sorted out so I can get from the doors forward primed and then move on little bits at a time, and maybe it'll get done. I can get it out of here and free up some real estate. Anyway, so morning all, Saturday morning. Well, I had the heater on here a couple minutes now anyway, and you can see the room temperature there, 32. Actually, this thing doesn't go any lower than that, so I'm either at 32 or below. And yeah, it's pretty cold out here, but if I stand in front of this a few minutes, get a little bit of warmth, then I'm pretty much good to go. As soon as I'm able to feel my fingers here again, I'm going to start sanding on the old rabbit there. Well, it's still Saturday out here. I've been sanding on this a little bit earlier, and anyway, working down below there. Got to get that all cleaned up, and then I decided I'm going to go ahead and spread a little bit of Bondo over in that area. It's a bunch of little wavies and stuff from probably an accident it had once upon a time, because that fender over there is a replacement fender, and that's the only place that has any little waves. So I'll go ahead and fix that up. Then all the way along the very bottom there, I'll give it a swipe. Just clean it up. It's going to get bashed as soon as I hit the road with it anyway. And that whole under area down below there will be covered in rock guard before it's painted. That's the way it was before. It has kind of a wavy texture. I think it was rock guard or something under there. Unless all that waviness is just from getting pelted with rocks. But it doesn't look like it. Anyway, it's still Saturday. Still cold out here. I guess you can see the temperature bucket here. Still solid. And in fact, over there on that 57, those windows, never thawed out. That's still frost in the middle, and that's the south side where the sun hits, what little bit of sun we had. Anyway, earlier this week I bought a 78 bus, complete running driving bus, and then I made a couple deals with some other guys that needed, like, you know, parts off of a 78 bus to complete a project they're working on. And basically the deal, they tow it over here, and then we pull this bit out of it. Guess you can see what we got here. We got one of those, pretty choice.
and we got one of those, which I don't know, I haven't done any reading or anything. I don't know, I think it's a 2-liter, fuel injected, blah blah blah. Anyway, they brought it over on a trailer and we fired it up and ran it a little bit just to see. And for all the vacuum leaks I found as we took it out of there, I'm surprised it ran, but it actually ran reasonably well, considering the vacuum leaks. So anyway, there's a 2-liter pancake sitting there that I can do something with. I don't know, I may try and stuff one of those in a split window bus sometime. I got enough old trucks and stuff around here. Maybe I'll do something like that. I don't know. Might make a nice little 912 engine as well. I have another one of these running, another 2-liter out of an 81 Vanagon. But the transmission out of the Vanagon is a little different animal, and this other transmission here will work better. So anyway, so I got the engine, the transmission out of it, and miscellaneous bits. I pulled the starter out of it, the heater fan, a few other things, and the axles, and then the rear spindles and stuff, brakes and whatnot are coming at a later date. Anyway, they hauled it off, and they're going to take the bits they want. And then the truck and trailer they borrowed belongs to a scrapper, so he gets the carcass. So everybody made out, and I got what I needed, and I don't have that thing sitting here. So it's kind of where my afternoon went, yanking this stuff out of there and getting it brought here into the shop. So now I'm going to go back at the sanding project, fire up this heater here and blow some warmth over that general direction and go after it. Anyway, that's the Saturday's events. So I'll go back at it.
Well, it's Saturday evening out here, and pretty cold, and
we can call it quits here, but I don't know if you can see what I got. Actually, my Bondo, even being as cold as it is out here, began to harden before I used it all up, so I got a bare patch in the middle, no big deal. I can do that later, but what I did, I sanded all the paint and the old Bondo and crap off the front of this, and actually it was straighter after I completely sanded it and smacked on it a few times than it was before I even sanded it. So this is going to come out better with a lot less putty. There was a little putty over there in that corner is all. A few little dings that got to be filled, but anyway, so it's going to be the total amount I spread here. You know, on the old Bondo cans they say a golf ball size, blah blah blah. This was not even a golf ball size, maybe, and 99% of that's going to end up on the floor. You can see how thin it is there. You can almost see through it. And where I globbed on extra because it was getting hard on me when I went back to spread it, I just left it pushed on there. Figured I'd deal with it, take it off. Kind of wanted to show the way I do it. When it's first cured up, any of the drips and whatnot, I actually take off with this old body file. Big long flat file. And that's kind of how I cut my Bondo the first time. You know, just a big old body file. I think that's what it's called. And you can see it. It's pretty aggressive. Got these curved teeth on it. And it loads up with your Bondo. You can just kind of tap it on the floor and most of it falls out. If it gets plugged up, you just take a little wire brush and brush it off by hand. Works great. And it's a nice flat surface for running back and forth to take all the highs and lows off the Bondo before you even start to block it. You know, so this works real well to take any of the ridges and everything off. So I always work my Bondo first with this guy before I even bother getting out the paper, and that takes off, you know, the top of a lot of it. so you don't have your plugged up paper situation. Because once you start sanding, you're already knocked down through the top of it, and it works real well. Anyway, it's getting kind of late. Well, not really late, but it's getting real cold. And I've decided I'm going to go in and get some food and stuff and call it today. So I got to start on this old thing. And it's not nearly as intimidating as it was when I looked at the whole project. So I'll take little bits, straighten them out, and then prime them with my 2K. And then just work my way around it till I can throw a coat of paint on it and call it a driver. It'll make a nice driver. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to go 2-stage with it. I've never sprayed 2-stage, so that'll be a new experience for me. I always have sprayed the old single stage. Started out, oh man, late 70s maybe. The old Ditzler. Actually have a can of that around here somewhere. Single stage. And of course we all know Ditzler ended up being PPG. But anyway, yeah, I sprayed a few cars back in the late 70s, and then I had not been into it, you know, up until I painted my kid's car. That was the first car I'd painted since probably 80 or 81. And I had not painted a car until I sprayed my kid's car, and that was maybe 2010. A couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, actually maybe 4 years ago. Anyway, 2008, maybe, give or take. So what is that, 28 years in between? So that's a long time to go without, and a lot of things have changed, so I got to relearn everything and try and remember what I had learned way back when, and do it all over again. This is not my trade, but it's fun. Anyway, but I just wanted to kind of show that I am making a little progress here, and this is what I use to knock down my Bondo, you know, first before I even get the paper out. Yeah, it works real well. So anyway, that's the update for this Saturday. Thanks for watching.